Does it work if you look at me? Does that work for everybody? No?
Yeah? Looking at you, is that okay? Okay. Okay.
If you go live after this, would you be able to do a live interview with us right after?
It's not going to be anything different than what I'm sharing right now.
Okay. Just so we can have the links like with you.
Oh, yeah, do you think?
I can just grab you after for a live.
Okay.
But we're just grabbing this one.
Okay.
All right.
Just to let you know we're streaming back in the station.
Okay.
You sound good?
1, 2, 3. Everybody can hear me?
Can we have you do your first and last name for us?
Yes. It's Detective Eva Zermeno, EVA, ZER, MENO.
What's going on here?
So just after 1330 hours, Chandler Police responded to a call in reference to a suspicious person, domestic violence, which is located here at 2222 South Dobson Road. On arrival, officers heard loud sounds from inside the apartment, and shortly after, officers observed a female exit the apartment with a firearm. Officers gave the female commands to drop the weapon. The female did not comply, and the officer shot their duty weapon. The female has been pronounced deceased, and the investigation is still in the early stages and ongoing.
Do we know who put in that initial call of a domestic violence disturbance or anything like that?
It had to have been someone here at the complex that responded. And obviously when they responded, they heard the loud banging sounds from within inside the apartment. The officers established a perimeter, and from there, that's when the female came out from the apartment with a firearm. She was given commands to drop the weapon, and the officer, she did not comply, and the officer fired their duty weapon.
How many officers were involved or fired their weapon? Do you know?
That's still part of the early stages of the investigation.
Did she attempt to shoot at law enforcement at all?
That's still part of the investigation.
Is this being considered, if it's between officers and a suspect and they're giving commands to stop, is this considered a standoff?
I don't know that it's considered a standoff. It's an officer trying to establish, giving commands to someone to drop a firearm if that individual is coming out with a firearm.
You're saying it was domestic incident, so then how many people were inside, or how many other people did this involve from the complex, and how are they doing?
Don't have that answer. We can get back to you on that. Still a part of the investigation.
A man and a woman were inside the unit when this was called?
As of right now, we just know that it was the female.
That she was by herself in there?
Correct.
Okay. So we're assuming whoever was else in there was left. Were they gone at this point?
We don't have that answer as of this moment.
Can you tell us how long was it from when officers were trying to give her commands to stop, to put down the weapon, to when shots were fired, how long that situation went on before shots were fired?
I don't have an answer for you right now. Detectives are still working on all the timelines, and we can get that information to you.
For people living here, we know there's a big investigation going on. Looks like there's caution tape on this side. What would you like to tell residents who maybe live on this side? Do they just need to kind of avoid the area for the time being? Are they allowed to go back in their apartments?
There is no threat to the public. We do want residents to know that officers will be on scene for several hours continuing this investigation, conducting a thorough investigation, and if they could just be patient with us, and they can definitely flag down an officer if they need to get to and from their home, and that way we can assist them.
Can you talk about it from a law enforcement perspective, how challenging these domestic violence situations are to deal with, and especially in an apartment complex where you've got a lot of other people in here as well?
There's a lot of moving parts, but our officers are well trained, and they definitely will do anything and everything to, make sure that the people that live here feel safe, but also to conduct a thorough investigation.
Do we know anything about the woman? I mean, how old was she, and if she is the lease on her name, does she live there?
I don't have any of those details.
What kind of firearm did she have? Handgun?
It's part of the early stages of the investigation that can be released at a later time.
I know, and again, no one else was hurt or in this incident, like
That's correct.
her property.
Yeah, it was just the loud banging from inside the apartment of items breaking.
Can you describe the relationship between Mesa and Chandler working together here?
Absolutely. So we have the East Valley Critical Incident Response Team that has responded out here, which investigate any officer-involved shootings or any critical incidents. Mesa is going to be the agency that will be investigating this officer-involved shooting. That's it. We're good?
I just want to clarify what Sonu was telling me just now, is that it came in as a domestic violence call.
Suspicious person, domestic violence, that's how it came in.
Okay. But then there was just